Welcome back, guys, to the Jake Ellenbogen channel. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. This is a quick hitter video because it's a special day. It's January 12th. And January 12th, what happened on that day? Well, in 2017, Sean McVay of the Washington Redskins, the offensive coordinator, decided to jump ship to the Los Angeles Rams as the Rams hired him to be the head coach. Sean McVay was the youngest head coach ever with this move, aged 30, and it's been quite a ride with Sean McVay ever since he entered this Rams organization. How crazy of a ride? Well, to go into it, before Sean McVay came to the Rams went from 2004 to 2016, 8-8, 6-10, 8-8, 3-13, 2-14, 1-15, 7-9, 2-14, 7-8-1, 7-9, 6-10, 7-9, and 4-12. Sean McVay took most of that 4-12 roster and turned them into an 11-5 playoff team with no hesitation. Sure, he brought guys over in the draft like Cooper Kupp and John Johnson and Gerald Everett, who were key contributors for the team. And his hiring, of course, did influence the longtime respected veteran Andrew Whitworth to come over in free agency. Robert Woods, a very underrated free agent, to come over. And the Rams did go out and they did trade for Sammy Watkins. But for the most part, a lot of what was on that previous 4-12 roster was still intact, including the fact that, unlike other coaches who do want their own quarterback or do want their own guys, Sean McVay didn't worry about that. He took Jared Goff, he took the fact they didn't have a first-round pick, and he sent it right to the playoffs. Now, they fell in the wild card round of that playoffs, losing to the Atlanta Falcons. But Sean McVay bounced right back in 2018 and led the Rams to a 13-3 season in which they beat the Dallas Cowboys, the New Orleans Saints, and then they lost in the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots. As brutal as that was, losing in the Super Bowl, Sean McVay had taken the Rams from a 4-12 team in 2016 to a 13-3 team in 2018. Pretty big difference. Now, 2019 didn't go according to plan. The Rams still finished 9-7. The worst year under Sean McVay, the Rams finished over 500. They hadn't done that since 2003. So, Sean McVay, his worst is 9-7. The Rams' worst without Sean McVay over that long year span, 1-15 in 2009. 2020 came and it was a new year. They went from Wade Phillips at defensive coordinator. Sean McVay went out and handpicked his defensive coordinator, a guy no one knew, except for maybe Vic Fangio, in Brandon Staley. No, it's not a coincidence that Staley is up for head coaching jobs. It's not a coincidence that Brandon Staley has led this defense to number 1 in the league and, surprisingly, has carried the majority of this team. Because Sean McVay, with everything he brings to the table himself, he also brings to the table with his influence and understanding of the game. He brought many players here, as previously mentioned, Andrew Whitworth, with his influence, but he brought Brandon Staley, and he gave him an opportunity as a former outside linebackers coach with Vic Fangio in Denver and Chicago. He gave him an opportunity to call the plays on the defensive side of the ball, which ultimately changed the game. The Rams sit here at 10-6 in 2020. They are going to be playing the Green Bay Packers, 13-3, head coached by Matt LaFleur. someone that is part of Sean McVay's coaching tree. And with this, should the Rams take down Green Bay, they'd be heading to the NFC Championship for the first time, well, for the second time in Sean McVay's career with the Rams in just 4 seasons. So, it's pretty obvious here. Sean McVay, 2016, without him, the Rams were the 32nd offense. He comes to the Rams in 2017, they're the first scoring offense. 2018, they're the second. 2019, they're the 11th. 2020, they're the 22nd. You could say a lot of things have happened. Jared Goff has kind of struggled a little bit. Todd Gurley isn't there. All of that. But regardless of just offense in general, Sean McVay took a team that was in the gutter, that was in the same realm as the Cleveland Browns, a team that had a best record from 2004 to 2016 at 8-8, going back to 2004 and 2006. He took that team and made the expectations go through the roof. So regardless of what happens as we move forward through the playoffs, one thing's for certain. The Rams, who received backlash for hiring a 30-year-old head coach, received backlash from not going out and grabbing Kyle Shanahan. Well, today, we know Kyle Shanahan's a very good football coach, but I don't think the Rams would trade Sean McVay away for anything. Sean McVay has changed the Rams' culture, he's changed the fans' expectations, and he's given the Los Angeles Rams and their organization, after years of sorrow, he's given them hope. So regardless who's under center, regardless who's catching passes, regardless who's carrying the rock, if you have Sean McVay as the head coach, you have a chance. There's 7 teams vying to find their next head coach right now, and all 7 of them would kill to find the next Sean McVay. So that's all I have to say on that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Very, very happy we can talk about January 12th as a Rams fan and Rams fans that Sean McVay was hired. He was my hand-picked candidate from the get-go. Loved watching his interviews, when he was with Washington. But I also loved, what he turned Kirk Cousins and that offense with Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson and Jordan Reed into. It's not a shock to me. It really isn't. This is what I expected. But I just felt I would do a quick hitter in honor of Sean McVay's hiring and anniversary from 2017, January 12th. Isn't it funny how you were sitting there when you got the news and it felt like making the playoffs, getting a coach like Sean McVay? And now, because you got a coach like Sean McVay, you're not just sitting there hoping for good news. You're watching him coaching in the playoffs. That's what happens. The Rams could have taken any veteran. They could have taken another Jeff Fisher. They could have taken a placeholder coach. But they decided to take a calculated risk, and they reap the rewards today. So, let that be a lesson learned. And let that be something that these teams, as they look for their next head coach, they take a gander at. And try, because you're not going to find the next Sean McVay, but you should try to find something close to him. That's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, be sure to subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Also, drop a comment. We'll talk a little bit about this, but safe to say that anybody who wanted Sean McVay, they nailed it. He's a damn good coach and is probably going to be the best coach in the NFL when Belichick retires. So that's going to do it. I'll be back with some more videos, thinking film breakdown, and we'll do an NFL honors video. I'll drop my predictions for NFL honors, or rather who I think should win the MVP, Defense Player of the Year, all of that. So thanks again, guys, and you guys take care.